Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. We understand and appreciate it's a very busy time of the year leading into spring, so thank you for coming along this morning. We're confident that you will get a lot out of the session. My name's Danny Jackson. I'm one of the business development managers here at Rex Software. I'm joined this morning by one of our very talented senior product managers, Joel Luther, who's responsible for bringing Rex Hub to life. Joel and I are very excited to introduce you to Rex Hub, which we launched on Tuesday last week. To kick things off, I'll provide a bit of an overview of why we created Rex Hub and how it can deliver some exceptional value to Rex clients, followed by a quick overview and demonstration of the Hub's functionality. The session is designed to be interactive, so you will find a little Q&A tab at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Don't use the chat, use the Q&A functionality and drop any questions that you do have in there. Joel will do his best to answer the questions as we go. We do have the ability to, or we do have some time allocated at the end of this morning's session for any other questions, and Joel will jump in and try and help facilitate that Q&A at the end of the session. There is also a resources tab down at the bottom of your screen, and you can access some additional information on Rex Hub there, and we will certainly share a follow-up email post this session and deliver any of the relevant assets directly to you. As far as housekeeping goes, I think that that's it. So let's get into it. Why Rex Hub? Why did we build out this functionality? It probably speaks to our innovation and product roadmap, which is underpinned by identifying and addressing challenges that exist within the real estate industry and real estate businesses. We have an always-on approach to customer and consumer research. We're constantly staying curious when we're in front of customers and often reach out to customers directly to get feedback on some of the things that we're considering introducing into our product roadmap and making sure that we're across any of those consistent themes and challenges that exist in the real estate industry and within real estate businesses. Two of the more consistent themes that we've heard over a consistent period of time revolve around the lack of trust, rightly or wrongly, that exists between consumers and real estate professionals. And the second one that really seems to be a bit of a challenge at the moment is the ability for real estate businesses to identify a point of difference and then unlock a competitive advantage using this point of difference. So we'll chat through both of those two themes and how Rex Hub can help you address some of those themes around the competitive advantage and the point of difference. We'll touch on that a little bit more as we run through the demonstration, but I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into this theme of trust. The underlying issue I feel that's driving this distrust is a perceived lack of transparency. I understand that this is a friction point for both consumers and real estate professionals. Consumers obviously want full transparency. However, many real estate professionals choose to either hold back information or try to control the flow of information to consumers, often for good reasons. I suspect if you give some of your vendor clients too much information, it may just simply slow down the process. They may get too involved and it may detract from you being able to deliver a successful sales campaign. I'll share a quick example with you. I met with a real estate business owner and his team recently, and we were discussing how Rex Hub can help solve some of the challenges that exist in their business. When we were discussing the idea of sharing the marketing assets with their vendor clients via the Rex Hub before a sales campaign was launched, a comment was made that they would prefer to treat their clients like mushrooms. Essentially, what this was referencing was to keep them in the dark and feed them shit. Now, I know this is not, of course, the true view of this particular business, and it was said in tongue-in-cheek. However, I do suspect that this is often the experience consumers feel that they've had after dealing with a real estate professional. Unfortunately, it's impossible to fight against consumer expectations. If you do, prospective clients will simply disengage from your brand or business and seek out a business that will deliver the experience that they expect. Sadly, many real estate professionals deliver an experience to their clients which is really designed and geared to drive the best outcome for them and not necessarily their clients. I think that this is probably driving this issue of distrust that exists in the industry. But the good news is that this really presents a huge opportunity to real estate businesses and real estate professionals who are motivated to evolve their approach to keep up with consumer expectations. These individuals and businesses are the ones that will thrive and create separation between their competitors who continually try and push back against consumer expectations. To highlight this point a little bit further, realestate.com.au recently commissioned a research piece where they canvassed a whole bunch of homeowners. The idea was to better understand the motivation of sellers, and the research uncovered some insights that really surprised me. The key one that was really interesting: only 1 in 3 homeowners thinking of selling their property actually went on to put their property on the market. Now, the main reasons that they chose not to proceed and put their property on the market, some of them were quite obvious. One was a little bit more of a surprise. So the 2 main, or the 3 main reasons: one was, is now the right time to be selling? Are the market conditions favourable? Which leads into the second concern around, will I get the right price for my property? But in the top 3 concerns that were holding back from homeowners actually putting their property on the market was a fear about selecting the wrong agent to represent their property and conduct the sale of their property. So knowing that that's a fear of homeowners, actively trying to overcome and remove that fear from the mind of homeowners may help you unlock more listings and bring more listings to market. And Rex Hub can certainly help you do that. So how can Rex Hub help keep pace, or help you keep pace with consumer expectations, allowing you to build trust in your local marketplace, drive more referrals and recommendations into your business, and ultimately accelerate profitability? Let's take a quick look. Let's jump into a demonstration now. Give me 1 sec while I share my screen with you. Here we go. So this is I might take it a step back. We'll just go to the home screen of Rex, and I'll first show you how you can access the Rex Hub, and then I'll step you through the hub itself and give you an idea of how you can actually share the link with your clients. So a bit about Rex Hub. It really is this point in time, it's a vendor portal. It will give us a platform to build out a whole host of consumer-facing functionality or client-facing functionality to help you manage the relationship with all different client profiles. But at the moment, it's specifically designed for your vendor clients. What you can do is simply share a unique and secure URL with your vendor clients, and they can log into their own personalized portal and gain access to all the information that they need. Let's jump in. So to access the vendor portal, you can simply select the respective listing from either the home screen or from the listing view. And under the Reports tab here, you will now see Preview on Rex Hub. The second option is Share Rex Hub Login, which I will show you in a moment, but let's jump into the hub itself. So in terms of the portal, you'll be presented to begin with a home screen or an overview of the campaign, and it will highlight all the important campaign insights to keep your vendor clients fully up to date with how their marketing campaign or their property sale campaign is progressing. Some of the important insights into inspections, offers, feedback that's being captured, any recent events and upcoming events, the level of interest from buyers, as well as an indication of price that you've captured from buyers. Now, I'll just jump back into the listing record and show you where this information is being pulled from. So under the feedback tab, every time you're logging feedback when you're conducting an open home or you're taking individuals through a private inspection and you're logging buyer feedback, you will be prompted to include things like whether or not that particular purchase or that particular buyer is cold, hot, warm, and what their price expectations are. So all that information does feed directly through to the hub. Performance, all the key campaign performance insights from the various portals that you publish your listings on will be pulled into the vendor hub as well, and any of the previous or upcoming events for that particular campaign. So if we just jump back into the portal itself, and we'll just have a little bit more of a deep dive into some of the sub-segments of the portal. Like I said, any upcoming and previous open homes or private inspections that have been conducted, total attendance numbers, feedback, the performance. Now, this is a really important piece, and I think that this really should help introduce some significant efficiencies into your business. I suspect at the moment a lot of you are manually compiling and creating campaign update reports that you're delivering to your clients mid-campaign, pre-auction, whatever it is. And the process of pulling together all this information can be quite time-consuming and laborious. RexHub does that all for you. So any of the important campaign performance insights from listings that are published on Domain, realestate.com, or Reach, which is our digital marketing product, allowing users access to Meta and Google consumer data, and then create and deliver digital campaigns to a specific cohort of consumers, will feed into this hub. If you do want to learn more about the Reach product, we will share some contact details, obviously, post this webinar, and you can touch base with the relevant person in your marketplace and pick up the conversation about Reach. Offers and contracts, again, it just gives all your vendor clients real-time live insights into how their campaign's progressing, any offers that have been made on the property, any contracts. Another really useful feature is any of the marketing assets that you've created to help support the marketing campaign, photography, floor plans, ad copy, marketing schedules. You can surface in the vendor portal and your clients can approve them directly through here, or they can send some feedback and any relevant documents for the sale of their property as well. Just means that if you're updating any of these documents, you don't have to reshare them with your vendor clients. They can simply log into here and view and access all the relevant documents. We are in the view that your clients will see when they log into their secure URL and unique URL. However, if you choose to deliver these campaign insights directly to your clients in person and provide that more personalized experience and potentially help them navigate through the data, which may be a little bit confusing to some clients, you can switch over to a presentation mode and deliver it to them in person. This creates a really slick and professional presentation, which will pull through all those important campaign insights that we just had a look at. All pretty straightforward. Let me just jump back and I'll show you a couple of other things just in terms of how easy it is to share the unique URL with your clients. If you choose to do so, you can just simply click on the share URL link and simply send the link. It will pull through the vendor's email address and you can simply share it with them directly from here. Now, I know that there's a lot of information in that vendor hub, and you may want to suppress some of the information from appearing or being made available to your vendor clients, and you do have full control. So you can provide whatever experience you feel is relevant to that particular vendor profile. Some are really needy, and it may just create more challenges for you to effectively market their property, and you may want to suppress some of that information, which you can certainly do. Under the Settings tab, if you navigate to Agency and Branding and down to Rex Hub Settings, here you will see the ability for you to customize the vendor hub. So you can customize it with your own branding, your own agency colors. But under here, the feature preferences, you can turn on and off any of that data from appearing in the hub. All make straightforward sense. In terms of the demonstration itself, I think that really concludes the product demonstration, but I just wanted to reiterate a couple of important points in terms of how you can use the vendor hub to carve out a point of difference and generate a competitive advantage in your marketplace. Now, obviously, we spoke a lot about trust. Positioning yourself as a trusted agent in your marketplace is pretty obvious through what I've just shown you. Providing full transparency of your vendor client's campaign from start to end will build some significant trust, and hopefully that does lead to some more recommendations and referrals. It will help you elevate the experience that you're delivering to your vendor clients. That always on ability to see the data that's relevant to them and put their mind at ease will deliver a much better experience for your clients. Additionally, I think, and really importantly, and depending on what market you operate in at the moment, often in a market where property prices are falling or remaining flat, managing your vendors' price expectations can become a real challenge, and it's often a difficult conversation that a lot of agents don't try and avoid, but it's not a conversation that they like to have. With the hub, you have the ability to give your vendors an insight into how their campaign's progressing from launch right through to the point that you need to have that conversation. It means that the conversation around a price reduction is supported by data and real insights into how that how that campaign's progressed. It removes the conversation away from your opinion that the price expectations of that particular client may be slightly unrealistic and haven't met the market, and it's backed up by data. So I think that that's a really important piece as well. And also that piece around introducing some significant efficiencies when it comes to compiling and pulling together all the campaign performance insights. It should save you and your teams a huge amount of time and allow them to deliver the market insights in a far more professional and seamless manner. So in terms of the webinar and the demonstration itself, that really wraps it up. We did want to keep it fairly short and succinct. We will be providing you with a whole raft of assets around Rex Hub following this session. And of course, You will be able to reach out to the relevant representative from Rex Software and pick up the conversation at a later date if you choose to do so. I might now hand over to Joel, who can have a look to see if there are any questions that have popped up in the chat, or we will hand over to everyone on the call to ask any questions that you may have.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, we have got a bunch of questions. Thank you. I was going through some of them. We'll make sure we capture all of them and can respond outside of this, because we're looking at how many have come through. We won't be able to get to all of them, but we can go through now and answer a few. Just wondering if there's a vote so we can see if maybe some float to the top. Let me just pull up the questions now. 1 second. Q&A, perfect. So yeah, we had one around, are we building out an app, or will the hub as it stands today be mobile compatible? So at the moment, there's no plan for a standalone app. Rex has Pocket, and we really want to continue to work on the Pocket app and keep all of the Rex mobile app experience focused there. But we are making sure that Rex Hub is mobile compatible. So vendors in particular should be able to open it up on their phones and review the information that Denny's just run through. I just keep scrolling down. I see one. Oh, thanks for, I see some likes coming through on the questions. Appreciate it. So at the moment, there isn't a notification when someone clicks and opens. And so that is some feedback we received in the beta. It's something that we'll keep an eye on, with just the general theme being, how do we keep you informed around the engagement of the portal and what your vendors are actually doing, how frequently they're viewing it. And so, yeah, understand that's something that is of interest. And yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that to see if there's anything we can improve there in the future. Just scrolling through a few others. So a few other questions have been around the theme of what portals we support. So we recently released a portal stat feature where we pull in statistics from some of the major portals, like the listing views and clicks and inquiries, so that you can see that information directly in the CRM. That information now then also flows through to the Rex Hub for your vendors to see. At the moment, we only support 4 of the major portals, but we are keeping an eye out for demand on additional portals. So please, if you're particularly interested in seeing one of the portals in Rex Hub or in the CRM from pulling in the statistics, yeah, definitely reach out, let us know. These comments will be tracked, but also you can reach out to the support team and make that request so we get a good gauge on demand. Yes, I see a question around deactivating the link. So when you invite a vendor to view Rex Hub, they get a link, they can click through, and they can log in through that link at any time and see the latest information that's there. And yeah, the same way that you invite the vendor, there's also an option there to effectively disable or deactivate the link. And so then it will no longer work and they can't go and access it. I can see that was one question. So yes, we do have that functionality at the moment. Another question, yeah, interesting, around the PDF. So this Rex Hub is, the online web experience of what has traditionally been in Rex, and I'm sure many other products, vendor PDF report. So you can generate a report with some of this key information like feedback and activity, and you can email typically that PDF to the vendor. And yeah, for sure, we know that a lot of vendors and agencies and agents may prefer to still, use a PDF and share information in other ways. So we do have the traditional vendor report, if you're familiar with it, that can be still used. It's still available in the product. And so it pulls a lot of similar information into a PDF that can be emailed. And yeah, again, another thing that was sort of flagged from the discovery of this and the beta that we ran is that there is still some interest in capturing the look and feel of Rex Hub and making that possible in a PDF. So Yeah, as of right now, you can't make the Rex Hub into a PDF to send, but we'll keep an eye on that feedback. And yeah, in the meantime, we do have the existing vendor report PDF that you can generate. Just going to keep scrolling through. Obviously, jump in. Maybe we can go another 5 minutes, and keep liking those questions just so the certain ones float to the top for me. I think I've got most of the ones that are at the top. Yeah, see the settings with the vendors, with changing the settings. So I'm not sure if I fully understand the question, but I will touch on something just around, reiterating the branding capability. So yes, there is some settings and configurations that every agency can make to make the Rex Hub really look and feel like their own, ensure that their logo, their brand, their colors, their fonts are front and center and represented in Rex Hub. And so, yeah, that isn't set per property, that's set at the agency level. But once that's set up and configured, yeah, every Rex Hub link listing will have that look and feel. So it is a generic, those settings and those configuration options around what's visible in Rex Hub and how it looks is across the entire agency. At the moment, there's no ability to tweak that per property or per listing. Looking for a couple more. Oh yeah, another one's, hold on, sorry, most upvotes. Perfect. And so at the moment, there isn't a way to link your agency's website. Again, that's something that's come up that we're monitoring, particularly if it's a Rex websites product. We're looking at ways to make sure that it's really, it will be possible in the future to pull Rex website statistics in a similar way we pull in the portal statistics. So appreciate that feedback coming through. Again, we'll note it down to see it's currently floated to the top of the Q&A pile, so there's clearly interest there. Yeah, and then a similar category to the Rex Reach product and how we support social media marketing. So you can see that is pulling in today. That's a key part of the product, where if you are a Rex Reach user, we can pull some of those key stats and present them alongside the portals. That's currently what we support in regards to social media statistics. So yeah, definitely would encourage, if you're already a customer of Rex Reach to check that out, or if not, inquire about it, because it's another great way to pull in statistics around how you're getting that listing out and making it visible. All right, I think I've gotten to the majority of the most upvoted ones. I can see a marketing, might touch on that as well. So yes, definitely one of the key use cases we built the portal for was around pre-approval of marketing. So yeah, if you can get in, upload the images, the text, the videos, everything that you would expect to go live to the portals with into the CRM, and that will pull through into Rex Hub. And then the Rex Hub link can be shared with a vendor specifically before it goes live to review all of that information in one place. And there's an easy way for them actually to sort of in the Rex Hub click approve and that they're happy with it. Obviously, you can also have conversations with them outside of Rex Hub. But yeah, that flow of approval for that marketing before it's published was one of the key use cases we had in mind for Rex Hub. All right, I think so. There's definitely, I got to most of the top questions, definitely not all. There was a lot that came through at the end, which is appreciated. So yeah, we'll do a review of this. We have, if you submitted it with your information, we can get back in touch and make sure we get an answer to you. Yeah, again, appreciate everyone joining. We're really excited to see how you all use Rex Hub. Denny, I might throw back to you to close out.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. And we really appreciate appreciate the volume of questions that came through. As Joel mentioned, we will capture all those ones that we didn't get a chance to answer specifically and come back to the individuals that submitted those questions with a response. Thank you again from Joel and myself and the entire team at Rex Software for joining us this morning. We really do value your support and engagement, and stay tuned. There will be some additional assets around Rex Hub coming your way shortly. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and thanks again for joining us.